Hello, welcome back for our next episode of Champions of the Fae. I am extremely excited to see how this combat's going to end up, given how it went last week. Before we jump in, though, I'm going to say a few words about sponsors, let everybody introduce themselves, and then we'll jump in. So first off, sponsors, let me just throw the links into chat, is Fundamental RPG. It's a simple D20 system that's not tied to a genre. You can use it to play any style of game that you like, from high fantasy to sci-fi and everything in between. You can pick that up on Amazon, or if you want a digital copy or a free quick play guide, you can pick that up at my coffee shop, which is just at the bottom of the screen here. And then also, if you want to help support the show, there we go. There is a link to the backer page, which is also on my coffee shop, where you can get some cool perks and stuff for that as well. And then finally, I want to give a shout out to the Children and Champions of the Fae supplement for D&D 5th edition, which is something that we're using in this game. It's really cool. We're not sponsored by them, but it's really cool and you should go check it out anyways. So there's a link there in chat. All that out of the way, we'll start with the top left with Anna. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your character.
Yeah, I somehow always forget I go first in this show. Yeah, haha, laugh it up, Zan. I'm Anna, aka Archival Dust Bunny most places on the internet, queer and trans advocate, museum worker, and TTRPG streamer and podcaster. If any of that sounds interesting, you can find me on Twitter at Archival Dust Bun. And I play Ileana, the soul sword and alleged thief. She's totally trustworthy. Bit afraid of the Jabberwock. Had a tough time last session because all of the enemies are staying at 70 feet away and her maximum range is 60. So I've been jumping around like a grasshopper trying to get within range. It's been really interesting.
Awesome. Next, we would normally have Ian playing Marosha. He couldn't make it tonight, but go check him out on Twitter. He's super awesome. Hopefully we'll have him back next week. Next, we'll hop over to Par. Tell us about Gren and yourself.
Hey, I'm Par. I'm playing Gren Vicaris, a monk cleric multi-class, folk hero origin. And I am sort of a TTRPG streamer in the fact that I appear on streams occasionally for TTRPGs, and I really enjoy it. So I think that's me.
Awesome. We'll hop up to M next. Tell us a little bit about Ben and yourself.
Yeah, I'm Emily. I'm at Timberdoodles on Twitter. I'm a digital artist. And Ben is a human artificer who kind of got dumped into Nymphador in the Feywilds from somewhere. He doesn't know how he got here or how to get back.
All right. Next, it's me. Hi, I'm Raven. I'm a professional game master and game designer. I also do voice acting and a bunch of other stuff in the TTRPG space. You can check out all my stuff at the Raven, like it's spelled below my face, on Twitter. And then I play Othi, who's just a just straight up paladin. She's also a therapist in her spare time. And she's a lot of fun to play. She's a halfling, and she's just trying to kind of keep everybody together emotionally as well as physically. And she's also having a hard time with that far range creature, because everything she does is in within about 10 feet. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. That's it for me. Next we got Zan. Tell us about Verheen and yourself.
Yeah, I'm Zan. I do a bunch of things, but a lot less of them streamed these days. So I've got some cool stuff going on that I'll talk about when I'm done. But I am playing Verhen, who is the horror of the forest, the bringer of nightmares, the feaster of the lost. There's some other ones that are way less cool. But he is the guardian of the grove of hungers, and he is very far away from home, and there's a giant dragon. So he's not really sure how that's gonna go. And that's about me. Oh yeah, I'm a therapeutic GM and homebrew writer and voiceover person, but I'll get into that later.
Awesome. And then last but not least, Andy, tell us about yourself and this really cool world and take it away.
Hi, I am Andy Martinez. I'm your dungeon master and Feywild and everything in between, and this big flying monster that everyone's been mentioning over the past couple of introductions. Welcome into the Feywilds. We're going to jump into the bottom half of our fight, the little battle skirmish altercation that happened. We are currently within the realm of Nymfindor. Now, this is based off of a lot of the Children's and Champions of the Fae as far as building pieces go, but a lot of the realms themselves were something we've been building over the past almost year at this point. So we're going to be jumping into the realm of Nymfindor today. I'll talk more about my stuff a little bit later on. I think it's time to get back into it, I think. And we're in an area very similar to this, where the group of you have all come from different areas around the realms of the Feywild. The mountainous realm of Umbervale, finding yourself in the plains of Nymfindor, coming from the city of Mayaea all the way out into the realm of Elassidir, and anywhere in between. You found yourself at a medical aid camp in the realm of Nymfindor, down by the south, actually where a few of our realms meet. See, the realms of the Feywild originally were separate. Not touching, you needed a special portal to teleport between them, but that's different now. Now you can walk from one to the other and you can see the walls that separate them, the magics that separate them. And where you are is at the cross sections of 3 of these different realms. In the realm of Nymfindor, where you currently exist, you see in front of you this massive lake. Across the lake, you can see into the realm of Yhib, the swamp area, and the realm of Gefeld, the rainforest and jungle of dreams. And meeting up here, talking to each other through the night, a rude awakening showed up in the morning as from the realm of Yhib, a massive Jabberwock led being ridden by, as you've discovered later, a hag. Specifically, in this case, one covered and caked in mud. They threw something into the water, starting it boiling and roiling and changing and becoming more and more contaminated. This event that has been occurring in many places around the realms that have gotten the attention of either yourselves or people that you are working with or for. And that's something you're seeing now right in front of you with your very own eyes. The water has changed. It has become brackish, murky, browns and dark greens, contaminated in a sense. There's streaks of blacks running through it. And from that water were these bulbous flies and mutated frogs that started to jump out and try to bring, it seemed, you didn't let them really do their job particularly well, but their objective seemed to be bringing things towards them. And as this Jabberwock and the hag flew over, the Jabberwock teleported a few things around, and unfortunately the creatures that were getting aid, a few of them ended up in the water themselves, now ending up the enemies of you all, as they also turned and were contaminated. And taking a few hits and misses, the Jabberwock and the hag has flown above your campsite, crying out once again, as many of you have now fully realized that this is a terrible monster, and you are afraid. But not everybody. So we're going to start at the top of our order, where Ben and Gren, you hear this scream of this massive dragon flying overhead as it bellows and wails, and you feel the air around you vibrate. And you look around and you can see that your compatriots are not having a great time. You see Marosha is far above you on top of this Jabberwock. You look over and you see Viren over on the side, looking around, looking up as Ileana starts reaching up towards her ears. this now is happening. Ben, you feel resilient. And you look around, you see your compatriots. What do you do?
Well, Ben has seen the reaction that a lot of people have had to this thing, namely cowering into a ball. I imagine Farron is probably looking a little bit nervous. Ben is gonna look at Farron, and I'm going to use a flash of genius. And hey, Farron, right? You don't like boring food, right?
No.
You don't like you like exciting food, right?
Baron likes to hunt, yes.
What's the most exciting thing you can think of to hunt right now?
Jabberwock.
Something scary, right? That'd be not scary. That's exciting. That's exciting. That'd be fun, right?
Yes.
So he's gonna try to get him hyped up.
And that hype, Viren, works in your favor as you have joined the group of not being afraid. As this Jabberwock flies about 30 feet above you, it flies up a little bit higher, but it has used its action. Viren, you are up. What do you do now?
All right, so how far away are we?
It is about 40 feet above you.
40 feet above. Okay. Did I have
On its back are the hag and Marosha.
Well, anything I could do to break up the hag at this distance, I'll probably have to mess up Marosha too. Let's see. This might be like just outside of my range. Let's see. I think Mon spell, is it going to be in range? 30-foot range. Okay, I will. Are we doing the assault this turn, or are we? What's the plan here?
Right now, it just screamed really loudly. Looking around, you could tell that a few members that you were working with that were fighting hard are not loving that. You got words of encouragement. So it feels about 50-50 in the sense of who's ready to take this battle right now and who's needing a little bit of encouragement as well.
I will use my bonus action to move my moonbeam over to the beastie. I believe I still have that up.
I believe you do still have the moonbeam up. Absolutely.
All right, so I'm gonna toss that back and move that. Marosha can take the damage. He's raging. It's fine. It's fine.
That's true.
So do that moonbeam at. Or, let's see. Go. Okay, 8 damage.
Okay.
And
that is going to be, I believe, when they. Yeah, when they starts their turn, I believe that's when they take the.
Okay.
They make
cool.
their save on that one. Yeah.
Well, then
So
that is.
You have moved it in position. Yes.
Yeah, totally. And then with his action, Varen is going to look around and see that things are getting very dire. Will go, no, this is not how it goes. We do not fear. We are fear. And will begin to like shift and mold, and you'll kind of see like bones start to jut out at weird angles. And it seems like he's stretching too thin, and then it massively expands. And it takes the time of a sneeze, but it is incredibly unpleasant to watch. And before you stands a huge sloth.
Wonderful.
And that will be my turn.
Awesome. Marosha is up. Who's taking over this one? Ian's not here with us today. So if Marosha has anything to do right now, it is technically his turn. I don't think
Zan,
I think it was
are you
Zan that
not
was taking
taking
that
it,
one
Zan?
over.
I mean, I totally can. All right. Yeah. Okay. Cool. We'll double.
I mean,
mark.
I can if you're busy.
Whomever. Yeah, whomever.
Go for it. I haven't seen you play a Smash character before. This should be fun.
Marosha's on the back of a Jabberwock. He is afraid,
Yeah.
holding on, and
Oh yeah.
face to face with the
Path of
hag.
Beast.
Yeah.
He had transformed, hadn't he?
Yes, he had. Yep. He's got
has his
his
hands.
claw hands out. Yep.
Yeah. And he tried to throw the hag. That ended up being a really bad idea. Yeah, so just keeping it simple for him, just digging into this Jabberwock, just punching down into it to try and bring this thing down, which was our original plan.
Yeah. Okay, so he's just taking swings, or he's just taking melee punches with it. I think he has his weapon with him too, because he got bamfed up there with everything.
Yes, his trident is the same damage. Sure, we'll do the trident.
Yeah.
How many attacks do barbarians get at 8? Is it 2 or 3?
I believe it's just 2.
Just 2. Oh, okay, cool. Let me. Is that gonna roll it? Let's see. Did that roll info? Oh no, it actually rolled. 26 to hit.
And the Jabberwock, that's gonna hit. Yep. That'll do it.
This is two-handed, so this is the 9. Second attack. So he stabs down, rips it out, and comes in again at an angle.
Hell yeah, he does.
Something happens with this tattoo. It grows, it gets bigger. Is that what it's been doing?
Oh, with which one?
His tattoo, how it's been interacting.
Oh.
25 to hit for another 9 points.
Yeah. Wow, that's a couple of doozies out there. Okay, cool.
Dude, barbarians are famous for their bonus actions. I don't think he has anything for bonus.
Those were 2 solid attacks. That Jabberwock did not love either of them. Okay. Good turn by Maroshi. Still holding on. Ileana, you're up. What would you like to do? You are afraid. Oh, actually, before we go to your turn, go ahead and make a saving throw for Marosha really quickly for me. Wisdom save to see if he is frightened still or not.
Wisdom. Oh, he has great wisdom. Oh, -1.
Wait, actually.
Those would have been at disadvantage.
Yes, that's what I
So
was just
the
realizing.
second one
But
was a 25.
yes, we'll keep that one. Go ahead and roll one more attack for me at disadvantage.
Yes.
So we'll keep that
Guardian's
9.
also afraid. Public roll. Disadvantage.
Okay, a 13 is not going to make it, unfortunately. But the
That's
8,
okay.
the 9 damage we will take for the first hit.
That's okay.
All right, and the wisdom saving throw for that one. Oh, that was a 4? Oh, yeah, he's still afraid.
Yeah.
No, sorry. No, I was not going to do it.
Barbarians. Another thing they're
No.
famous for, wisdom.
Big, strong. Yes, fear. Okay, Ileana, what would you like to do now?
Yeah, I just listened to this thing scream, and I'm looking around. I'm seeing people falter. I'm seeing the hobgoblin turn on the human. I'm not really sure what's going on with that. Things seem a bit of a mess. And I'm going to kind of just slip into one of the tents that are empty, because I was near the empty tent. So I'll just kind of slip into that and start trying to breathe and center myself. I know 5e doesn't have like the recall action, like lore recall action, but
Yeah.
is
Well,
there,
what's your question?
do I know? Do I know something about Jabberwocks or hags that may be useful? Can I make a roll to?
Yeah. What kind of information would you be looking for? More about things that they might be susceptible to, more about things like their hierarchy and politics, or more about like what kind of, because this could either be a nature check for some things, it could be an arcana check, it could be a history check. It just depends on the question that you are looking for here.
Oh wow, how out of all the skills I am proficient in, how are those 3?
Are you kidding me?
I made some mistakes. That's okay. I'm still gonna roll for it. I am.
Yeah. Which one are we going for? Yeah.
They're susceptible to being stabbed. We've seen that much. That seems to be working, albeit slowly.
Well,
I think maybe what I know about hags in this setting.
Okay.
Like why this might be happening. Like, is this hag working for someone? Do they normally work for someone? Is there a hag hierarchy? That's
okay. Go ahead and roll a history check for me, please.
History. I cannot boost this one because I am not proficient. Do I have any sort of advantage because of my background?
I was thinking about that. It's heat of the moment battle time, but I think that wouldn't necessarily negate anything for you. So I'll grant you that. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm gonna need it. Oh, roll 20s out for blood tonight. That's a 12 with advantage.
Okay. All right. So thinking about what you know about hags in general, in a general sense, hags do not fully subscribe to either of the major courts. There are some hags that work more closely with some, more so than others, but they are their own free agents as far as any court is concerned, which does mean they all have their own motives and their own goals and their own individual kind of things that they have and they want. With a 12, you know that every realm has their own group of hags. Some have more than others, but there's only usually room for so many. And most of them are fairly well known at this point. And thinking about that, you have heard of some famous ones. Palomera, for example, is very, very well known. This one came out of a hit. Now there's 3 well-known hags from Ehib. Palomera is the most well-known, and everybody would know who Palomera is, at least by reputation. There is also Jamantha and Gertiana, whom are known, at least by name to you, but this is not either of them. This is some other hag, and has flown out of Ehib. And with a 12, that's what you know. You know what it already was, and this does not fit in any of those categories, as far as you're aware.
Well, that is
as far as hierarchy goes. Again, they usually go through themselves, but covens exist. The more powerful the coven, the more hierarchical power they have. So if you have a very, you can have a coven of very, very weak hags, and that is fine, whatever. But a coven of powerful hags is going to have a heavy amount of sway.
Gotcha. Good to know. There's some interesting tidbits in there, despite my low roll. Yeah, so I am in this tent, kind of breathing, trying to steady myself. I will hold my action for if something comes within range of me that's threatening or that is an enemy. I will defend myself. But for now, I am steadying my breath, trying to get over this fear.
Sweet. Speaking of, go ahead and roll a wisdom save for me.
Oh, roll 20, please. Oh my God, why?
Oh, it's big and it's bad and it's 40 feet above you. Othi, what are you up to? You are still also afraid of this thing, but
yeah. So
what are you thinking?
Othi is frightened, but she takes a moment to breathe, kind of looks around, and sees everybody else is also wavering. So she huffs up her shield and just starts yelling to everybody. Says, "Hey, I know we're all scared, and I know fear can be overwhelming, but you can't let that just overwhelm you and lock you up. We gotta frame this in a better way. So look up there. That's the legendary Marosha. I'm Othi Stonebreaker. This is not insurmountable. This is not hopeless. We got this." And then I'm gonna use a thing that's called Facing Fears. So I get to choose up to 5 creatures of my choice that are within 60 feet of me. And they gain an AC bonus equal to half of my charisma modifier rounded up, which is 1. So everybody that's within 60 feet of me gets +1 to their AC. And then Othi's shield will start to glow. Like there's power building up in the shield. And then on my next turn, I'll resolve what that is. That's my turn.
Okay, that sounds great to me. That was sweet. The Mud Hag is up. They're on the back of this Jabberwock with Marosha, who is still very much afraid. They're about 40 feet up in the air. And let's see. This hag knows it. As she's just going to keep him up there, but he's going to look right at him. And I need somebody to go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Oh, I forgot to do my save also.
Oh, yes.
So wisdom save, yeah?
A wisdom save. Yes.
Oh, no, don't roll in. There, it's rolling in D&D Beyond. Hold on.
And you said he's only 40 feet up now?
He's 40 feet up. Yeah.
I thought he was still 70. That's good to know for next turn.
Yes. They were 30 feet above when the call got yelled out, and then they went 10 feet up last round. Okay. Wait, did you roll the wisdom save for Othi yet? I just don't see that on the thing.
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm trying to get it to work. The plugin to roll into Roll20 is not working for some reason. Let me.
Huh.
I also just noticed that the thing that I said would resolve next turn is actually a bonus action. Would you be okay
Ooh,
if I
yeah.
went ahead and okay, cool. So I thought it was an action. It's the Shield of Faith. So that just
okay.
pops up. So it increases my AC by 2. And then now the plugin's working.
Excellent.
21. Sweet.
All right. Othi, you are not afeared any longer.
Woohoo.
So you've shaken it off. Just in time to see your friend, Marosha, falling off the back of this Jabberwock. Soaring through the air. And it's Tessa's turn. She is going to run towards that direction, towards directly underneath in hopes. She is still actually in her star incorporeal form. She did make that transition last session. As you can see, this it's galloping, but it's not physical. Is the best way I can describe that. Like the constellations are part of the run, as this celestial being runs towards the trajectory of this falling entity. Ben, you're up.
You said the Jabberwock is now. Oh wait, we have a relic sloth now, don't we?
We do. Yes.
We do, don't we? We still wanna do that. Okay. Ben kind of looks over at this massive relic sloth that is now hanging out, and he glances between the sloth and the Jabberwock a couple of times. And he looks to Baron. Hey, how you think that Jabberwock lifts? Yeah, that's what I thought. You want to go for a ride too? That sounded like a yes to me. And he is going to cast Vortex Warp on this Jabberwock, on the Relic Sloth, and Vortex Warp it onto the Jabberwock.
We love this spell here. We love this spell here in this in everything we do.
And as a bonus action, we are going to aim Sir Howie at the hag, and take a pot shot at her.
Okay.
That'll be, oh come on, I clicked it. 27 to hit.
Huh. Yes, that'll do it.
And for 4 force damage.
Okay, awesome. Hey, 4's better than none. That's a good hit. Sweet. Anything else you got, Ben?
That's it for now, but I have a reaction. But I have
Yeah.
a reaction back now. So.
Okay, good. Good. Gren, you are up. And I believe you're still charmed by this Jabberwock.
I believe so. Would I've gotten a save? Because I attacked Ben last round.
Yeah, let me double check. No, nope. It is just for that one round. You are back to not being charmed actually for this round.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Nice.
even easier. It's just for the one round. Disregard. What would you like to do to instead?
I actually have no idea because I was expecting to once again waste this turn and then roll a saving throw at the end.
Well, we can do that if you'd like to. If you want to attack Ben,
No,
you can pretend. Ooh, okay, go. Whatever you're thinking.
I don't think that's great. Actually, good on that. Geez, let me.
Yeah, take a moment.
Well, first thing Gren does after being released from the Jabberwock's mindfuckery. Oh man, there's something about adventuring. You're always bound to get your mind messed with. Oh, Ben, hi. Sorry. Apologize for that.
Yeah, no worries. Apparently it fucked up your aim too.
True. Very true. Well, time to take it down, I suppose. And I'm gonna. So last session, I didn't think I had Guiding Bolt prepared, but I looked on D&D Beyond where I keep my prepared spells, and apparently I have. So I'm going to fire off a Guiding Bolt. Just at first level.
All right.
I'll give it a shot. $20.
This is attacking which one?
Sorry, the Jabberwock.
That'll hit. Yep.
And that'll do cast at first level. 10 radiant.
Okay, awesome.
I don't believe it. I don't think I have any bonus actions I can use, so I will stay my hand.
Okay. And as you are having this conversation, you're finishing this talk with Ben, shooting off your little blasts. Ben, you feel a warmth in the back of your head as you look up and you see that now this Jabberwock is staring at you. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Oh no. Oh goody. Is this for
Okay.
fear?
This is not for fear. So I think you just are rolling this one straight. Huh?
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah. Yeah. As you feel the warmth boil up in the back of your head, as you are now feeling what Gren felt,
Cool.
and you as well are, for your next turn, charmed
No.
by the Jabberwock. As is the Jabberwock's turn now, as he is going to fly down. In fear this time. Oh, hey, that's cool. That's good to know. The Jabberwock's going to fly down 40 feet, and it is going to take 2 swings with its multi-attack. It's going to first take a claw attack at, let's see, which one of you is it going to swing at first? Who is where? Leon is hiding. Finn is there. He's going to take 1 swing at Gren, as he's going to try and hit you with a claw. That is going to be a 15, which is not going to do it. As this Jabberwock comes down with its mouth as well. And that's also not going to do it. That's going to be even lower, a 13. As this Jabberwock is about 10 feet above the ground, pretty close, actually, about 10 to 5 feet, right next to you, right next to Ben and Gren. As on top of it, Viren, you currently are as well.
So, how is this thing doing with? How is it doing with a huge creature on its back?
Let's find out. It just rolled. Pretty good, actually. It is a huge monster. So it is, while you are large,
Huge.
sure, it's huge. Right? It's
I'm also huge.
Oh, you are also huge. Oh
Yep.
boy.
Relic Sloth, big boy.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah, that's bad. That's bad for it then.
That was the linchpin of our plan, was carrying capacity.
Yes.
Yeah, that's bad for it actually. Get big as it has slammed down. Now you are on top of it. Also, it rolled a now disadvantage because that's an important piece of information to know, and it did not do well. So you are pretty big as well. Let's go ahead and have you make a dexterity saving throw really quick, just to see how you land on this thing, because this thing is going down. But how do you fare as well?
That is fair. Dex, that's not good. That's a 0.
Okay. With the trajectory dive of the Jabberwock and the bamfing voidal shift of this also huge creature on top of it, both of you collapse into the ground. As I'm just going to have both of you end up taking 7 bludgeoning damage as you collapse into the earth.
Cool.
Yeah, the Jabberwock didn't love that. Now you've toppled off of it, but now both of you are on the ground.
Cool. So I'm going to use my reaction as the big sloth guy to do slow but sturdy.
Okay.
And not fall prone. Just kind of land and just back up.
Okay.
And then, I only have one thing I can do. So just, a real lumbering kind of claw attack coming at it.
Okay.
Accompanying a vicious blood curdling.
Yep.
Y'all haven't looked up what a sloth sounds like? It's wild.
It is weird.
Weird. It shouldn't sound like that.
Holy heck.
Hey. Okay.
All right, that'll hit.
And that is 17 slashing damage, and it has to make a saving throw of some kind. It has to make a DC 15. Doesn't
DC
actually
15
say.
what?
I can only see it's a DC 15, whichever one is higher, Dex or Strength, because it doesn't have it on the sheet. Or it is grappled.
Okay. It did succeed on that one.
Okay.
And
70
as
points of
you-
slashing.
All right.
And I will move bonus action to move that moonbeam to where it is now.
Okay. Oh, right. At the beginning, it did start with the moonbeam on it. Did fail, and it did take how many points of damage with that first moonbeam?
8.
8. Wonderful.
The merest 8.
Sweet. Messing this
Actually,
guy
let
up.
me make a Constitution saving throw because I did take damage. Okay.
Wonderful. Excellent. And at the end of your turn, this Jabberwock is going to take another legendary action, and you clawed at it, and it is going to claw back. It's a natural 20. And which means it's going to hit you. It's going to get you with that one. And that is going to be a claw attack, which is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be 24 slashing damage as it rakes up the back of this huge sloth that is slammed it into the ground so good. All right. As Marosha's falling. And seemingly, as far as anybody who is watching, not reacting. Really. Does anybody do anything right this second? If not, don't worry. Tess is moving forward, but if anybody else has something to do.
You said the Jabberwock was about 40 feet up when Marosha fell?
Yes.
Yeah. Othie's just like, I've seen him take worse. He'll be fine.
I mean, fair enough. Yeah, that's, yep. But what you do notice is that he's not moving. He's just like limply falling, which is a little bit maybe different. But Tess is heading over there. And as you watch, you see this constellation form move strikingly fast as it seems like Marosha's just gets caught in a basket of stars as it is not seemingly a centaur that catches, but more of a cluster of nebulous space. As then it transforms back into a form of a centaur, still in that celestial body that Tess was in earlier.
I love that mental image.
Ileana,
That's cool.
that's Tess. Ileana, what are you up to?
You said the Jabberwock has come down to the ground,
It has landed on the ground as much as it did not want to do that.
so I can see it now.
You can see it. It's
So I
Right
am
over there.
afraid, but
you can.
I take
Yeah.
a deep breath and I let it out slowly, and I'm going to steady aim, which is going to cancel out my disadvantage. And the black energy curls
Okay.
around my hand and coalesces into my spike again, and I'm going to whip it at it. Please hit.
That one is also not quite gonna make it.
Yeah, if I could roll above a 5 tonight, that would be amazing.
That would be pretty
I
cool.
feel like that's
wouldn't
not
it?
asking for much. Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, that steady aim takes bonus action and movement and action for the attack. So that's everything. So I'll make my wisdom saving throw. That roll 20 is going
Yes,
to
please. Uh-huh.
screw me on. Yes, it does. And that's my turn.
Classic. Othie,
Um,
what would you
so
like to do?
as a quick reminder to everyone that's watching, you can get advantages for people who are really getting it rough from Roll20 right now, with cash or with channel points. If you have enough saved up, so just keep that in mind.
Alternatively, if you want to help out the Jabberwock.
That's true. You could also do that. If you really wanted to,
If you really wanted to.
technically
I don't
that is
recommend
true.
I don't recommend it. It doesn't need help, but you could.
So I can get within 30 feet of this now, yeah?
Yes, you can.
Pan-friggin-tastic. So I'm going to move up to 30, as close to it as I can get in one movement action.
Okay.
And assuming that is within 30 feet, I am going to use All Eyes on Me. As an action, I taunt all enemies within 30 feet of me. They must succeed on a saving throw against your power DC, which, doing the math, is 15.
Okay.
Or perceive me as the biggest threat present for 1 minute, and that does some other stuff that I'll explain if it works.
Okay. So that's for all enemies nearby.
Yeah, anything within 30 feet.
Sweet. The DC is 15. 15 for what save? I guess it doesn't really matter on this one.
Yeah, it just says a saving throw against your power DC, which is 8 plus chosen ability score, which I chose strength.
Okay. Sweet. Stick with that then. The Jabberwock does succeed.
Dang it.
The hag, however, fails.
Ha! Awesome. All right, so for the next minute, the hag has disadvantage on attacking any creature but me. Affected enemies can repeat the saving throw at the end of their turn, ending the effect early on a success.
Okay.
And what else can I do as a bonus action? Ooh, I have magic weapon. What does that do? Yeah, might as well. I'll throw that on to my weapon, which gives me a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls.
Okay. Awesome.
And that is my turn.
All right. Nice. I like that. And speaking of, it's the Mud Hag's turn now. And looking at everybody, she's now on the back. She's held on. She's on the back of this Jabberwock still, who's been hit a couple of times. As she does look directly at you, Othi, and knows that this is a dangerous place that she has now found herself in. She is going to, you see her whisper something into her hands as the 30 feet around all of you is engulfed in magical darkness. And Ben, you are now engulfed in magical darkness. What are you doing now?
So, who all is around me?
Pretty much everybody, right?
Pretty much everybody.
In the 30-foot sphere of darkness, you have the Jabberwock. You have the Mud Hag. You have Varen as a massive sloth. You have yourself. You have Othi is within that 30 feet. You have Ileana, I believe, is within that 30 feet. You have Gren is within that 30 feet. Tess and Marosha are not within that 30 feet. But everybody else is right there.
Okay, and I do not have dark sight, so it sounds like
It is
I know
darkness.
that the Jabberwock and the hag, or at least if the hag has survived Marosha beating up, they're pretty tanky.
Yep.
So I just want to do damage in a radius.
Cool.
So it's hard to see,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm going to do Thunder Wave at level 1. So
Okay.
that'll be in a 15-foot cube. That's a DC 17 Constitution save. And let me see if I can... Yeah. So a DC 17 con save, 5 thunder damage for anybody who misses.
All right. Let's
in a 15-foot cube around me, and anybody who it hits, and they fail that save, is pushed 10 feet away from me.
15-foot cube in the middle of a 30-foot sphere of darkness. This is like a bad physics problem.
I know. It's perfect for bed.
This is exactly what Ben would fucking do, huh?
It really
I can't see
is.
anybody. No one can see me. Boom. Okay. How do we figure this one out? Okay, so I need everybody to go ahead and just roll me 1d4 just to figure out, since we don't actually have a physical map right now, roll me 1d4 and we'll figure out which section of this circle that we are in.
All right.
I think this is how to do it.
Also, quick note on this, since it's an area of effect. Any friendly creatures within 10 feet of me gets +2 bonus to all saving throws.
Sweet. Okay. Excellent. Ben, I need you to also roll me 1d4. Because this worked out actually surprisingly very, very well.
Oh, and they have resistance to damage from spells.
Okay. Awesome.
That'd be a 2, and despite what that card says, it is a DC 17.
Okay. In that case, unfortunately, as we've just looked at the numbers, I need Par. Go ahead and roll me a saving throw against this thunder wave at advantage.
Constitution.
Constitution saving throw. You're trying to beat 17. Perfect.
Let me see. It's a. Oh, it says on a failed save, a creature takes the damage and is pushed 10 feet. On a successful save, you take half as much damage and is not pushed.
Okay. So then half the damage would be.
It said 5 thunder damage.
Okay,
it said 5 thunder damage.
Perfect.
So take half of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming 2.
Yeah. Sweet. Then Par, you in the middle of this darkness get engulfed. And within a second later, just a little 2 damage of electricity. And it worked out, actually. I'll tell you right now, both the Hag and the Jabberwock rolled 3. So if you'd have gotten a 3, that would have just been just those 2. That's how I did that one out. But it missed him for this one in the darkness, that is. Ben, you got anything else?
So I do have a question.
Yeah.
Nowhere on my Eldritch Cannon does it say that it has to, the creature it targets has to be one that I can see. It just says one creature or object within 120 feet. And it says that my Eldritch Cannon has dark vision to 60 feet.
True. However, this is magical darkness. So magical darkness and dark vision don't exactly line up perfectly. In fact, they don't at all. Magical darkness wins. But you can still shoot. This would just be at disadvantage. So you can still hit it. That's not going to change that necessarily, but it doesn't have blind sight. Blind sight would be the thing that would work for seeing through darkness.
Then
Or tremor sense attached to the ground. But
I'm going to aim Sir Howie at Othi.
Okay.
That'll be a disadvantage. Oh, that's not going to hit. A disadvantage 14.
Yeah.
Nope.
So, yeah, that's my bonus action. That bolt's going to fly right by.
Good try. Gren, you got hit by a little bit of lightning. You're in darkness. You got engulfed. What are you up to now? The Jabberwock's right there. You know, Othi just walked in, making center stage. Oh. Out of all the moments.
Uh-oh, I think.
There, no, hey,
frozen.
there it is.
There we go.
Ah, it's your turn. You're in the darkness. You got hit by a little bit of electricity. You saw Othi walk in. What do you want to do now, Gren?
Well, fair enough. Can't say that wasn't deserved. I am. So I'm probably like deep in this darkness. I'd like to. I think I'd like to get out of the darkness if possible.
Fair enough.
Somehow navigate my way out.
Yeah, you know that it was kind of centered on the hag, so you can just move in the opposite direction of that and be out in 15 feet, 10 feet.
Okay. 10 feet. While so I stepped aside. They're obscured by darkness, which I can't do much about.
Darkness will do that.
Can I see? Can I see Varen at all?
Not right now. Viren is in the darkness. Everybody is in the darkness.
Jesus.
Except for Tess and Marosha, who are on that side of the darkness. You see the rest of the camp behind you, and there's a few other folks back there, right? There's the other couple of centaurs back there. There are anybody else. There's a couple of Alceids that are back there still, but nobody that's actively in the fight is outside of the darkness.
Everybody stay calm over there. We're handling it. I know it looks a little messy. Trust me, we've got this. Have a little faith.
You just fell from the sky. But Tess got him.
Yes.
Tess got him. You got it. Go, 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 go.
Yes, of course.
All right.
Yeah, there's not much I can do, so I'm gonna sort of I'll hold an action, I guess,
Okay.
to attack.
Sweet. Great. And it is now top of the order. As you all hear emerging from this darkness. As I need all of you to make a wisdom saving throw.
As a reminder, anybody within 10 feet of me gets +2 on that.
Yep, which would include who's right next to Oakley.
I also rolled a 4 in the D4 spacing math
correct.
earlier.
Yep. So Ileana, you could definitely take that. Perfect. That actually solves the problem. Darkness.
What's the bonus?
I believe it's a
+2.
+2. Yeah.
+2. Oh, now I roll well. Awesome.
Yes.
21.
Nice.
I'm not within 10 feet, correct?
You are
This
not.
isn't-
Not in this case.
This is not for frightened, is it?
This is not for frightened.
Oh, goody. 12.
This is why I took resilience.
I
Okay.
think I.
Wow, we got a 22, a 21, a 23, and a 12. We got one more that we're looking for, though. Oh, no, I think I got an 11. Okay. Okay. In that case, you all hear this gurgling noise as Othi and Ben, you are left wondering and sitting there and thinking, whoa, what this possibly could mean, as you are both now affected by the confusion spell, which means that this one will twist your minds a little bit, spawning delusions and unprovoked, uncontrolled actions. Each creature in your 10-foot radius. Oh, nope, that's not it. During your turn, you will roll a 1d10. And depending on what you roll for that next one, that's going to be your next turn. And Viren, you are in the darkness. You are still a massive sloth. You have a Jabberwock that plopped up, fell on the ground. What do you want to do now?
I would like to.
Ooh, actually, I got one more thing too, because this Jabberwock is actually still going to use its movement speed as it can't do, and it is going to go up into the air, and it is going to remove itself from the darkness.
Attack
And
opportunity?
at disadvantage, you are in the dark.
Tremor sense.
Tremor sense. Roll it.
Also, I have magic sense. I've got magic senses too.
All right.
I'm all about
Sweet. Yeah.
environment.
Tremor sense is though definitely going to help here right here though.
Ah.
It'll help you know which direction to aim, but womp womp.
Question.
Yeah, what's up?
With confusion, do I still get attacks of opportunity or anything like that?
That is a really good question. You cannot take reactions and must roll a d10 at the start of each of your turn to determine your behavior. Yeah, unfortunate.
Yeah.
Good question. Good question though. As the Jabberwock is going to go up into the air, and Gren, you were watching from the outside of this darkness as this huge dragon and its rider both sail straight up, about 40 feet. Now they're flying about 10 feet above the top of this darkness. Ileana, what do you want to do?
Yeah. As I hear this thing take flight, I know our best shot right now is still taking down this Jabberwock. So I'm going to, again, take a deep breath, center myself. I'm going to steady aim, canceling out my disadvantage to check. Oh, there's no enemies next to it now, though, is there?
There are no enemies next to it. No, you are also still in darkness.
So I'm hidden.
Yes, you are.
Wait,
but you can't see out of it at all.
Back.
So, but you're right. You are inside of the darkness. Correct.
It means I can't get sneak attack. Okay. Yeah, there's no way for me to proc sneak attack on this. I am going to... nobody can see this, but I turn invisible.
Okay.
There's a shimmer in the air around me, and I turn invisible, and I'm going to make my way out of the darkness.
Sweet.
To get into position just outside the darkness where I'm still within range of this thing, but I am invisible.
Sweet.
And I'm going to breathe deep and try and shake this fear off.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your wisdom save. There it is.
Finally. Okay. Yep. Let's hope I don't get afraid again.
All it took was just not being able to see yourself. Easy.
Oh, I have advantage versus frightened. And I've not been rolling it this entire time.
Well, we're not frightened anymore. We know that.
Great.
Oh,
cool.
It's really cool with this outfit. And we know that for next time. All right.
I'm having a great time in this battle.
Othi, what are you up to now?
Probably not much. It was what, a D10 you said?
Yes. We will see.
I got a 10.
Okay. With a 10, you can move and act normally.
Oh, sweet.
Yep. What do you want to do?
Get the hell out of the darkness.
Okay.
Let's see. So this thing has taken off again, yeah?
Yep, it is 40 feet up.
Okay. Well. Is anybody still frightened?
At this point, I don't believe so. Because Ileana just passed. Marosha is being taken care of. And there was you. Yeah.
there's really not much I can do. I guess I'll go over and check on Marosha, and that'll
Okay.
be my turn.
Okay. Yeah, as you head over there, you can see that Marosha is unconscious. He is stable. He is alive, but he's still recovering. It looks like Tess, over the past couple of turns, has been tending to what he needs. It was, as he fell, he was already unconscious. So whatever happened on top of that back was enough to zero him, whatever happened up there.
Okay.
As she caught him and has been doing a couple of healing spells, and he's stable. He's fine. He's at a couple of hit points, as this spell is a little bit slow to give those.
Oh,
But,
okay.
yeah, he's alive. He's awake.
I'll do lay on hands then, and add 35 hit points to his total there.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, Marosha is as he pops back up and is thrilled to see you, telling you of this incredible story that he has just been a part of on the top of this dragon, and how he flirted hard with this hag over here. You should have seen her.
The thing on the back of the Jabberwock.
Oh yeah.
We got to talk about your standards, buddy. That seems like a very toxic relationship potential there.
She was into me. So, speaking of, she is on the top of the Jabberwock's back, as they are 40 feet up, and is going to. Okay. As all of you, just go ahead and make a quick wisdom saving throw as you hear just slight whispers in your ears and in your head.
I am not in line of sight. Do I have to make it?
You can hear her, yes.
Is this fear by any chance?
This is not fear. No, not fear.
Poison?
Nope.
Checking all of my advantages now.
I'll be honest, I'll be
Great.
shocked if any of you fail this because the DC is 8. I'll give you that one.
I just failed it.
Oh my god! Okay, anyway, it doesn't really matter.
Not my night.
As you look up and you're trying to take aim at this hag on this Jabberwock, and then you lost sight of her. There's no rider anymore, as far as you can tell. And with that, Ben, what are you up to? Actually, Ben, go ahead and roll your D10. Yeah, there it is.
Oh, 9.
A 9. Hey, what do you want to do?
Cool. How
Move
far?
back normally.
How far away is the Jabberwock?
The Jabberwock is 40 feet above you, and you are in darkness. You got to move
Cool.
about 15 feet out, and then
Yeah, I'm gonna run out of the darkness, and the Jabberwock would be out of the darkness as well,
Yep.
right?
Mhm,
Cool.
mhm.
Ben's a little pissed at this Jabberwock, and he's gonna let it know. And he knows that it doesn't necessarily need to understand, but just to add insult to insult, he is going to just start unleashing a string in fluent Draconic, of the most vile insults. He doesn't care if this thing is smart enough to understand, but we're going to throw Vicious Mockery. That's a DC 17 Wisdom save.
DC 17 Wisdom. That's a 2 + 1. That's a 3 for the Jabberwock.
So 4 psychic damage, and then that's a disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn.
Okay.
And
Awesome.
as a bonus action,
Yeah, what else you
we're
got?
again going to, this time we're going to aim at the Jabberwock. He really did not like that charm at all.
I bet
That's
not.
a bad feeling. Oh, that's a 12 to hit.
That's not gonna make it, unfortunately.
dang.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, so the bolt sales passed. So a little extra cursing just for
Don't worry,
just
Ben,
for
I feel
that.
it. Ren, you got this thing up there in the sky. You're not in darkness. You can do something. Now's the time.
Yeah, I guess it's gonna be another guiding bolt
Okay.
aimed at the Jabberwock. This time at second level, I suppose.
Okay.
And I missed. Fuck, man.
Man,
I rolled a 3
that's a
With a-
bummer.
with a +9.
As this guiding bolt goes off into the distance.
Welcome to the club.
Granny, what else you got? Anything else going on?
No bonus actions that would help this situation. So yeah, I guess that's it. I'll just stay outside of darkness and facepalm as a bonus action.
Did the first guiding bolt hit?
Yeah.
Doesn't that give advantage to
Oh
the
yeah,
next
that
attack
does
roll?
give advantage on the next attack roll. That's true.
Was my attack roll?
And yours would have been the next attack roll.
that would have been
Absolutely.
a
That would have been
26 to hit.
which does hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
That'll
for
be
that
10
for
force
Sahib.
damage.
Wonderful. Love that for you. Way
I'm
better.
so
Boom.
glad I remembered.
No, yeah. As that second guiding bolt sails off.
Yeah, Ben just kind of gives a little.
Oh, that got even closer to. Okay. As the Jabberwock is going to bolt, it is going to dash 80 feet from the top of the camp, and it's going to sail out over the lake. Viren, your prey is leaving. Do you have anything to do about it?
Signs are pointing to no. Let me just check one thing. Okay. All right. I might have. How far away is it?
It is, well, realistically, it's about 120 feet because it's about 40 feet up and about 80 feet down away.
Nope. I got nothing. I think in that case, Varen will just make another angry sloth noise and turn around and start smashing whatever cursed things are left.
Sorry, what's that sound like for me, real quick?
What?
What's that sloth noise sound like for me, real quick?
Oh, the sloth noise sounds like, oh.
Okay, good. That's what I thought.
My neighbor's gonna be so fucking confused.
But I'm gonna be so fucking happy. Ileana, this thing is going. It's by the way, very hurt.
Okay.
I will just point out. I gotta
so
point out
it's-
quick. You can. Baron does have the mount feat, the mount thing from some centaurs.
But I can bonus action dash as a rogue.
It is flying over water.
But can I run along the side of it? Can I get within 60 feet of it without going in the lake?
Yes.
Okay. Then I am dashing after this thing because I am pissed. So
Understandable.
bonus action. I have to use my dash to do it.
To get 60 feet, yeah.
Okay. Sure. That just gives me one shot to do this. To hit it. Okay, yeah. Bonus action dash. Running out as fast as I can. Still invisible.
Yep.
Gives me advantage.
Yes, it does.
Nobody can see it but my black spike coalesces again. And I will throw it at the neck of this Jabberwock. Come on, roll 20. Give me something tonight. Yes. Natural 20 with sneak attack.
Natural 20 sneak attack. Roll it.
39, 40, 50, 55 points of psychic damage.
Ha!
as
How
I
do you
just
want to
blink
do
into
this?
existence.
What's going on with this attack? Oh my god! Because you needed like 23 damage in one attack. You doubled that bit. Like, whoo! Tell me what
I
you
was
do.
mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just running completely invisible, and then Ileana just blinks into vision just 60 feet down the shore of this lake and just whips it up underneath and catches it in the neck to bring it down.
As this black streak spirals through the air and bursts through the neck of this Jabberwock, you all hear out of the body of this creature as the entire huge creature plummets and splashes into the lake itself as you have killed the Jabberwock. And the rider is still out. Whatever, you didn't kill that one necessarily, but it's in the water. You know where they landed. It's over there.
I'm watching so that I can see. I want to make sure that I see where the hag comes out of the water, if it does.
Well,
But that's my turn. Bonus action, and movements.
wonderful. We're going to find out what happens to that when we come back from our break. Right
Awesome. We will be back in about 15 minutes, so grab drinks, snacks, anything you need, and then we'll be right back. All right, we are back and we're looking for a hag.
At least looking for something. So as we just ended, the darkness spell overtook, the confusion spell affected a few of you, and the Jabberwock flew away with the hag on its back. As Ileana sprinted after it, and with a deft blow, felled the creature, the Jabberwock, as it sailed into the water of this lake, with the hag on top of it. So some claim, as Ileana herself couldn't even see the hag at that point, as only seconds have passed since this creature has fallen into the lake. Othi, do you have anything to do right this second?
Pretty much just the same thing Ileana's doing. Running towards where the Jabberwock went down, looking for the rider.
Okay.
Because Marosha's taken care of. There's really nothing else for her to do at the moment except for try and find the rider.
Okay. The Jabberwock went down about 100 or so feet into the lake, which is not that far. The lake, about halfway through, is about 240 or so. So it was on its way to the middle, but the entire lake itself, all the way from one side to the other, is about 500 or so feet. It's not huge, but this lake didn't exist before the realms merged in the first place. This was all different parts of their own water. As now it's new water. And you're right, Marosha's fine. As you see nothing immediately emerge. Ben, what would you like to do?
I don't suppose he would have been able to see, because he would have been watching this thing like a hawk, whether the rider went down with it.
You could tell that, the rider did go into the water as well. They didn't. There was nowhere really else to go. They didn't fly away anywhere else. They didn't jump off. That would have also led them to the water, but they just braced for impact and took
Is
the
that
plunge.
sphere of darkness still there on the shore? Has that gone away, or?
The sphere of darkness is, let's see, good question. Right now, it is, let's find out. It is not up, actually. The sphere of darkness has vanished.
And the one out in the lake that had formed around the stone?
The one around the lake that had formed out of the stone? Which one what do you mean?
Oh, when the hag dropped the stone into the lake.
Oh, that had started to change the entire water. So that is a
Yes.
constant, that is still occurring, yes.
Okay.
The water is still changing, becoming more and more viscous and toxic and dark
great.
and grudging, as that's where they landed. Not quite in the center, but this is not looking great for the environment here in this lake.
Kind of looks like anybody in the immediate vicinity who needs to be helped is being looked after. It looks like Marosh is being looked after, so he is going to start heading after Othi and Ileana, and kind of keeping an eye on the shoreline in general to see if he can spot if the hag pops out anywhere.
Gren, what are you up to?
Gren does not want to move too far away from the camp, because just because we took down a Jabberwock doesn't mean there's not something else nasty coming from somewhere else. So stays relatively close to the civilians in the camp, but I do think wants to get closer to the water so he can cast detect poison and disease and try to figure out what's changing now that this stone's been added to the equation and things seem to be getting much worse.
Okay. And as all of you start to just look around, go ahead and just make a perception check for me. So just glance around the lake, the inside, the shores, the banks, because it's all pretty close together, and you can see a lot of it. But, whew, nice.
Wow.
Okay.
All perception.
I will add one of my psionic die to that.
Okay.
Not that it's gonna help, but yeah, roll 20 gave me that one roll, and now it's
Yep.
it's 15 total.
All right. It's not that bad.
There we go. A whopping 6.
Well, you can't see everything. Well, what you all can see is that this change hasn't stopped, right? And the water that was here was beautiful. It was clear and blue and fresh and brackish in some places, right? The hip is still right here, but it wasn't this. And you know from earlier in your encounter that these corrupted organisms, corrupted animals, flies and frogs, and the other things that found their way into the water came back in that sense, where as you take a glance around, it seems like that's not just here. It seems like there is also at the other edge of this bank of Nymphador, you can see down towards the river that there's a few more of these frogs. On the other side of the river, you can see that there's a few more of these flies. And then even in the realms of Gefelden and Ehib, this water crashes, and you can see that things are changing over there as well. No sign of a hag, but the body of the Jabberwock does float to the surface for at least right now. As Viren, what do you want to do?
Well, there's no such thing as a finished job until you see a corpse. So, Varen will just kind of pick both of its massive sloth arms up and slam them down. And as they hit the ground, you kind of hear the bones snapping, and there's just kind of a general twisting of shape. And Varen is back to his slightly large, but very much a medium-sized creature size. Looks a little bit crazed, and he goes, "No, the job is not finished yet. You will not run from Varen." And will hold his hand out again and pull it down and cast Call Lightning, which will drop my moonbeam, but
Yeah.
well.
Yep.
So at the nearest point where it would have hit the water, Call Lightning.
Okay. As the storm cloud comes over and blasts down to the water, you're aiming for this hag, yeah?
Mhm.
That's my assumption. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Within 5 feet of the point, make sure you take steady saving throw. Okay. Let's see how she does. How's a 13 look?
Gotta be a 14.
Oh boy. All right. Go ahead and roll your damage for me, please.
And that'll be an amount. When did you actually cast the spell? Oh wait, maybe we did that the first time. Oh, and there was 14 damage the first time. Sorry about that. It was not 20. It was 14.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I accidentally rolled it twice.
Cool. Then that lightning bolt strikes into the center of the lake. It feels pretty good. There's still no hag body that floats up.
Varen will use its movement to kind of walk up in the same vicinity as Ileana and Othi, and will just start whispering, "You will never get away. You have insulted Varen. You have crossed Varen. Varen has cause." And just kind of getting a little bit more intense.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Liana. You're right there with everybody. At least those of you who are watching. You haven't seen the hag pop out of the water yet. But the Jabberwock's body is floating in the muck.
And we didn't see it make any movements as it made that dexterity save.
Not the Jabberwock, no.
No, I meant just in the water.
You can make a perception check and see if you were looking specifically for that.
That is what I'm watching for.
All right. There was nothing that immediately bobbed above the water, but as far as
6.
looking at the rippling of the water, you can tell that there is movement down there for sure. It's nothing came above the water. If anything, it is traveling in a direction towards the center of the lake, in the direction towards the other side.
How far is it from me?
Right now, that figure would be about 120 feet out.
Oh, that's so far. Yeah.
You could tell that it, when it landed where the Jabberwocks landed, it just started swimming.
I will point it out to everyone. The movement and do nothing because I have nothing.
Okay. Othi,
But I will point it out.
you hear that there's this. There it goes. Now that it's pointed out to you, you can even see it. At least roughly where it would be down underneath the disgusting water that's right there.
Yeah, I am keeping an eye on it. And about how far out is it?
Right now it's about 120 feet.
Okay. Are there any animals, like fish or anything like that, even if they are like corrupted, in the immediate vicinity?
I mean, yeah, there's definitely things that live in this lake. There's fish for sure. There are other animals. You've been seeing frogs and flies coming out of here. You're assuming that they're not the only things that live here. Anything in this water is probably not. You're probably happening the same thing.
Okay.
Fish can't leave, so the fish that would be in there would probably also be having the same thing happen, but it would still exist.
Okay. I'm gonna use Speak with Animals then.
Okay.
And pull an Aquaman. Othi's gonna just look out into the water and be like, "Hey, so I know you're all having a rough time in there. We're pretty sure that whatever's causing all of this in your home just dropped into it. Can you all go look and see where the hag lady is and let us know?"
What languages does Othi speak?
See, Common and Halfling.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
she'll
in this
probably
case,
try it in
probably
both.
Sylvan, right?
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah. By the way, everyone knows put common and Sylvan. Just add that to your thing. But either way, you hear back a language that is none of those, as you just hear. And it just starts to scream and reverberate in your head as you hear back from these things that you've just talked to.
Okay.
It is not a language that you have recognized, but it is something that you did recognize as a language.
Okay.
It was communicating in some sense, but what it communicated
Um,
lost on you, at least right now.
Okay. We're gonna go with more basic communication then. She'll use like hand gestures and like little drawings on the sand and stuff to see if she can relay that, like what she's trying to get across.
You get the sense that it's not necessarily that these things aren't understanding you. It is more that you cannot comprehend what they are saying.
Okay. In that case, she'll just say, just go to where it is and like jump up in the water. I can't understand what you're saying to me, but you seem to understand what I'm saying. So just go do that.
And about 120, 130 feet out, you see this thing dive out of the water. And it is fish-shaped, but it is also very much not what you would recognize as a fish here, necessarily. It has several fins on one side of its body, and it feels like mostly antenna or whiskers sticking out of one side, heavy scales on one set, but bulbous eyes on the other, as this thing that has parts of a fish, but not necessarily in all of the right places, jumps out and dives back into this water.
Yeah.
Not gracefully.
Poor thing. Othi is going to feel bad for the creature, but then motion to everybody else. Like, hey, so I think I talked to the fish, and I asked them to jump up in the water where the hag is. So just keep an eye on what they're doing. And that's my turn.
All right. Ben.
As Ben walks up on this, he kind of saw Othi talking to the fish and kind of narrows his eyes a little bit and says, wait, they talked back to you. What did they say exactly? Now, by chance, was it goblin?
Othi will do her best to imitate.
Make a performance check for me, Othi.
Oh my god, I love that. All right. Hey, 18. Not bad.
Yeah, that's pretty close. And Ben, do you speak Goblin? I'm assuming
Yes.
yes.
He has a language proficiency in goblin.
This does not sound like Goblin
Okay.
to you. It feels like Othi has done a good job at reiterating the sounds, and it's not striking you as really. It's definitely not that. It's scratchy and it's a lot, but it's not the same type of noises necessarily.
Okay, you said 120, 130 feet out.
Yep.
We want to take some pot shots at her. Gang.
Yeah.
Well, you want to tell your fish friends real quick to maybe move away just a little bit, because he did see where the one kind of jumped up.
Yeah, Othi just goes like, fire in the hole!
And with his arcane firearm, he is going to aim firebolt. So I'm gonna cast that. Oh, that's a 13 to hit.
Ugh. Yeah.
I take that's a no.
That's not gonna make it as your firebolt sizzles on impact and kind of goes deep into the darkness. And you've shot firebolt into water before because you're a curious dude. But
of course,
if seeing it interact with this is interesting because it didn't get very far. Didn't get very far at all until you couldn't see it. It was just
like shooting into oobleck, I bet.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe a force ballista would work a little better, and it's got the range, so we'll try that.
All right.
That'll be a 21 to hit.
Yes, that one will do it.
4 force damage. Oh, roll 20. Why you do this to me?
Does this one have a particular look? What does the bolt out of Sir Howie look like?
It kind of forms. It looks like a ballista bolt, but it's made out of this kind of blue energy that coalesces and condenses until it almost looks solid, and then launches out with this kind of and goes sailing like laser straight through the air towards its target.
And laser straight it travels as through the water and the goo. You can see this one too. Is it blasts straight into the hag, dealing your damage? As you know, this one made contact.
Oh, well, there we go.
Got anything else for Ben?
That's it. Just disappointment that she's probably still hauling away.
Okay, Gren.
This lake is 500 feet.
Roughly, yeah.
Okay. Then Gren will, while passing by the camp, being like, I think we should all move camp a little further north, perhaps. He'll break out into a full run, so 40 from base movement, 40 from a dash action, and I think I can burn a key point to step of the wind, 40 more. And he's going to start circling around the lake.
Okay, so for this part, so the lake is actually in an interesting position where the part of the lake that you are on, let me see if I can actually go back to the map. So remember, this is actually where, that's not the right button. A few of these realms meet up. So where we are, I wish I could move this around, right? That's down here. You guys are right here. So you could move across the water, which would put you into the realm of Gefelde. Wow. Or you can move into the southern part of this lake, which will put you into the realm of Ahib. But across the lake directly is also still the realm of Gefelde. So we are right in this little peninsula, right there, as far as the southern tip of Ninfandor. So you could definitely go into one of these other realms, but it's a little bit more of something else. You can start traveling in that direction, though.
I feel like I don't want to go towards Ehib because what the hell's going on in Ehib? So I will go towards the other realm. I should actually have the map open. But I will definitely move at least 80 feet this turn.
Yeah. Which direction are you heading in?
Away from Ehib.
Okay.
For right
Sweet.
now.
All right. As you all start to watch out towards the water a little bit more, and a couple seconds later, you see another entity that was fish-like jump out of the water about another 80 so or feet further away. It's about 200 plus feet out now. You can tell that this thing is traveling away from you, getting further and further. And unless anybody has anything else, we are now officially out of initiative order. This thing is traveling away from you right now. You can see that across the bank into the other realms and even down the water, down and towards the rest of Ninfandor are more of these frogs and flies, and what you assume to be fish and anything else that gets into the water. As you are at your camp still, looking to move it or do something else. But that choice is up to you.
We got 10 minutes to call lightning, so anything that looks nasty, Baron's just.
That's gonna hit that fish a lot too, then, huh?
I mean, I think I can move it. Yeah, cool. No. Fuck that one patch of water in particular. But if it moves with us, then I'll just kind of direct it towards
perfect
frogs and shit.
And the range on that is 120. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is now out of range of that. But within 120 feet of you, yeah, there's a handful of flies, handful of frogs, and over the next 10 minutes, you can sit there just blasting every single one of them comes out.
And I've got Force Ballista for an hour as well. So
Yeah.
as long as
And these things aren't particularly letting up. You could tell that this was water that maybe had a lot of stuff in it. Not a lot of big, sentient, maybe not the right word to use here, but a lot of like, you all aren't living here. There's not a civilization of humanoids that live in here. It's just flies and frogs and fish and other parts of the ecosystem that are now being affected here. If there was anything else to do about this, the hag that's traveling away from you, she's, as far as you can tell, and if you keep watching her, heading directly across the entire water into, eventually, the realm of Gefelden.
Well, is there a way across that we can see in Southern Star, like a ferry or a
So
bridge
the
or
Southern
anything
Star, you are at the medical camp. The Southern Star is actually not on the water itself. It is a little bit further out, so it is more inland than anything. Because in
Okay.
Nymphador, the water didn't really exist, so they had no reason to put their anything, settlements or whatever, on water, because it wasn't really there. It wasn't really important to them, especially because they traveled around and everything is built up and taken down. So the
That makes
major little settlement of the Southern Star is still a little bit more east than where you are right now.
Okay.
This is a temporary pop-up.
Gotcha. Well, just in the immediate area, is there anything that would suggest we could cross without having to swim?
Not any things like a boat, because this was a new thing. Otherwise, this water was perfectly fine to swim across. It was perfectly fine to travel through. It was, not a worry at all, other than the things that might have lived in there, sure. But, if you're traveling over water, you figure you got to do what you got to do. But this little settlement here wasn't designed to travel, really, across the water at least. So there's no boats here or anything. There's no bridge necessarily right here, other than traveling through Ehib and going through to Gefelden, or maybe even going downriver and then crossing over into Gefelden as you get a little bit closer down towards this area. You do have heard rumors that there's a Leviathan over here at the Western Star that is able to bring people to different places. You knew of a couple of other things that might happen along this way, but no, there's no bridges built right now. There's no direct pathways necessarily.
and the river's pretty wide, I imagine.
Yeah, the river is pretty wide too.
No Misty
could-
Step in that.
You could swim across it or travel across it in some other way, but yeah, Misty Step probably is not going to make it on that one.
Well, I guess 3 options that I can think of are go check out the Leviathan thing, go down into Ehib and try and go around this body of water, or the third option would be that may be less obvious. It looks like there's trees to the south. We could go there, cut down a tree and build a raft, and try to go across that way.
And those are the options for just if we pursue the hag. There's the question of this area now. It's turning from a medical settlement to what needs to be a quarantine. We could seek one of the courts for help if anybody has connections. See if they can send guards, soldiers, somebody to quarantine this area, keep people out of the water, keep the beasts that are coming out of it from spreading. Or we hunt the hag.
Yeah, that black rock is still hovering out in the middle of the lake. I don't suppose anybody has anything with enough range to hit it.
So the black rock is not hovering in this. It fell in.
Oh, it's in the water.
It is in the
okay.
water. it is what you have assumed to be the cause of this thing in the first place, but it is inside of the lake. And Ileana, as you were talking about that, Tess comes up back in full centaur form and says, yes, I agree. We will, regardless, be here to defend the realm. We will need to tell the rest of the herd so that we may up our wariness and defenses. I will send a herald, or, well, you've helped so much already. Whatever you feel you need to do is best, but we will be here to also protect and defend. This is our realm, and this is our fight as well.
I guess I'll look at everyone else. So do we go to the courts, or do we chase a hag?
I think we'll find more answers by chasing the hag.
But if we inform the courts, then perhaps we will be rewarded.
That is true.
It is unfortunate if we are chasing and assumed to be compatriots.
That would be quite unfortunate.
Well, don't look at me.
Do we know who we need to appeal to in Linfindor as far as court goes?
I don't think any of the courts are based here. We have the Gloaming Court, which I would prefer not to deal with. I have not had the best interactions with them in the past. The Summer Court's in my hay. There's the Primal Court that everyone keeps talking about.
That is true, the Primal Court.
Yeah, the Primal Court sounds interesting. I don't want to go to my hey. I just left there to be not there. So, not really looking to go back soon. Not at least without not seeing more of the world.
Well, even if we did, it would just be a quick stop. Get a job, get paid. That sort of thing. I don't know, but I am a sellsword. I do think in the terms of contracts. That is always the way I lean.
Yeah, I'm just kind of just looking for adventure right now. Money is not a big motivator for me at the moment.
Does anybody have any connections to this Primal Court? Any idea of how to get in touch with them?
Varen works for the Summer Court. With 4 for now. 4.
Respectable.
Ah, that reminds Varen.
And his horns do that weird green thing again, and peppers begin to grow, and he'll kind of snatch them and hand them to the centaur and go,
These will save, but the pain will stay. But they won't die yet.
and we'll hand 10 good berries over.
So our horned friend works for the Summer Court. You obviously are not from the Feywild. You two are from Maehea. So how about you? Said your name was Gren. Are you associated with any court?
Who, me?
Yes.
Well, I suppose not currently. I think I'm just solo.
We can either start hunting for clues on how to contact the Primal Court. We have connections to the Summer Court. Or we can chase a hag.
Did you say hunt? Varen loves to hunt.
More of a figure of speech in this situation, but
Varen is uninterested.
And you hear Tess speak up once again as they say, "We will be staying here, but it sounds like you are on many missions and yet few missions simultaneously. We can assist depending on which task you want to accomplish. Lorraine can create some travel across. It will take a little bit, but," and they nod back and forth at each other, "she can do it. We can potentially tell you a direction to encounter somebody who might have information about this primal court. It is not us. We are members as well of the summer court. However, some others of our tribe and herd are members of the winter court. We will work together when times are required, and that seems to be now. Getting in contact with them is going to be imperative for the coming times. You might also have luck in the realm of Yib itself." They gesture backwards. "I have heard that there are movements and happenings that are occurring there, just as there are everywhere. But we did see that this creature came from the swamp. And we all know that the hags do work in groups. And there is but one whom I know that might have some say in this. Ideas are what I can offer and solutions to specific questions, but your tasks are your own. We must get in contact with Clive and prepare the others. Ember, take a little mess, and I will patrol here." And Ember looks over and, "Yeah, okay. You ready?" "Yeah, I guess. I don't really like those guys, though. They're not as fun." "Yeah, well, sometimes we gotta do what we gotta do." And you see they both start heading off, and they wave in your general direction. At least, unless you want to catch up with them. But they are off in that direction. So it's a little bit more from Tess and the centaurs. So Lorraine has offered you to make a path. They can they can create an ice bridge eventually with shape water. But you also have a couple of other options as well. So really whatever you want to head out and look for next. We do also have, and this is from Tess, another, folks in the Primal Court we might find here, but I have not seen them directly, nor talked to them ever. Last I saw them was a little while ago, but either way.
Well, I could use a rest and some food. So if the bridge idea is going to take a while, that's okay by me.
Well, we can have that up and ready, and it will last an hour. So really, that is more of when you are ready to go. Unless you only need an hour to rest and recuperate, in which case we can have that ready for you after this.
Well, that's quite a bit faster than I was expecting. I think getting across the water one way or another is probably our best bet. So maybe the bridge, or we could just go around. Maybe there's like a tavern or a town or something further south. That's a good place to get information usually.
This is as far south as at least Nymphador goes. You can, I believe, if that looks as correct, walk all the way around, but you would need to go through the swamp before you end up in Gefelden. Or we can create a bridge across, but that, again, if you would like to rest somewhere, we can station back up at this camp. You can head towards the Southern Star, which is a little bit, at this point, not south, but that away. The fact that these realms have merged has shifted our directional sense. Anyway.
I'd rather not deal with more hags if we don't have them.
Then I recommend avoiding the swamp. And I also then recommend avoiding the Primal Court. From what I heard, there are many of them there.
That is interesting.
Interesting is a word. Correct.
Well, the Primal Court may have an idea of what's going on. One of their own.
Well, if you want to find one, we have one that lives in these hills, but I have not seen them in a little while. And I have not heard of them in a little while. Not since the storm. But we could try, if that is necessary.
I look at everyone else.
I think at that point, Oathy's stomach just like gurgles really loudly. Just like, whichever option involves like a tavern or a restaurant or food would be great.
Well, we can quickly travel towards the Southern Star. The Western Star has more of those, but it is also a little bit more of a trek through the Valley of Songs is the quickest route, but I think a rest before that trek might be important. If we're looking for a quick rest and food and drink, the Southern Star will have what we need.
After a big fight like that, yep, I think we could all use a little rest and some food and some hydration.
Well,
talk about what just happened.
We'd best be on our way. We'll check in with the Alcians and see if they need anything else. But we'll be leaving shortly. And they start to walk off, leaving all of you together. So anything you need to do or want to do before you head towards the Southern Star is, right now you have a couple minutes before you head out.
Get my stuff up. You all are not a decisive bunch, are you?
Hey, look, I didn't sign up for this shit.
Varen is doing good where Varen goes. Varen was doing something. But if Varen is doing good, maybe that is more important. Maybe good is good enough for Varen.
Yeah. Can't argue with that.
Ben says he didn't sign up for this shit, but his force ballista is still shooting the monstrosities coming out of the water.
Yeah, I'm just out here for to adventure, to meet new people, see different cultures, and get new ideas. I'm just going where the wind takes me. Well, and now there's this really cool thing I gotta help with, because we need to stop this from happening. It sort of motions towards the water.
Well, my thought is if we speak with the Primal Court, we will either find out that they do know what's going on and we have our answers, and then we can talk to whoever may pay us for those answers, or they don't know what's going on and they're willing to pay us for these answers.
Sure.
Either way, we get paid.
Varen finds this acceptable. Varen does not need payment. Varen does not understand the coins. They do not make sense. Why do they do not come that way? Why would you? This is a strange concept to Varen, but Varen will go. Varen will go.
Yeah, information would be nice. Ben is with Farron. Coins are kind of fucked up. I'm not gonna lie.
I think at that point, Othi has sort of wandered away from the little group and grabbed her bedroll and is going to talk to some of the people that are taking us to Southern Star. She's like, all right, I'm all packed. I think everybody else is discussing a little bit. So what kind of food do they have in Infandor?
Well, there are biscuits. There are
Love biscuits.
breads. There is apples, and fruits, vegetables. There are roasted meats if you are into that kind of thing.
Ooh, yeah, I like that kind of thing.
Some are more gamey than others, but I've heard good things about a few of them. Personally, I prefer Morris's apples. They've come back into season over the past couple of moons, which is wonderful for everybody, honestly.
And Othi's eyes just kind of get wider and wider as more foods are talked about. And then finally she just kind of yells out, Rosha, come on! They got all kinds of good food! Hurry up!
Rosha grabs all. He's already running. And then, everybody, the Alcids have established that they'll take care of camp. And Gren, you've been relieved from duty if that is what you so choose to do. If you're going on this mission, then they've seen firsthand that this is prevalent and important. And they'll take care of cleaning up everything here and taking care of anybody else who might need aid, if that is your decision.
Yes.
And
Sorry. Yes. Gren, I mean, spent who knows how long with these people, but I think this does take precedent. I will try and sort this out for you so that this whole awful thing can be ended. So please take care of yourselves.
And we will. You as well. And they give you a large bow. Thank you for your assistance again. We will not forget.
No thanks needed. And Gren, go off.
As the group of you following Tess and the Centaurs head out towards the rest of Nymphador, heading towards the east, which is a different direction when you're looking for a place called the Southern Star. And after a little bit of day's travel, it takes the early morning to find it, to get there in the first place. And it's traveling over hills of tall brown and yellow grasses as you walk past and under clouds of bright pinks and blues, as now you've left the lake, you've left the realm's walls behind, as it is peaceful and smells of crisp, fresh air as you can watch over the hillsides as the seas of grass start to part and wave and shift as the winds travel past them. As underneath you see the small settlement that is the Southern Star. There aren't that many places here. There's a couple of large tents that look a little bit more permanent. You can see that there's a couple of stables. There's a couple of Smaller tents. There's one big tent that looks like it has most of the people in this area right now. This area looks to be the size of a small settlement, not massive by any means, but not too shabby. Much larger than the medical aid camp that you have just come from. As Tess directs you through a couple of turns to one of the largest tents in the center of this area. That is called the Southern Chateau on the top. As Tess directs you in and walks you all in and talks to the person behind the counter, getting you all set up with a couple of different drinks and taking care of some sleeping situations if you so need them. It is still midday, but just in case, has set you up here in the Southern Chateau. As we'll come back to that next week, I believe.
Awesome. I am so excited for that. Before we head out and go on our raid, I want to give everybody a chance to say what their favorite part was, where we can find them, and anything they'd like us to share or plug. And we'll go reverse order. So we'll start with Andy.
Hey, I'm Andy. You can find me on Twitter at Martinez Tweets. You can find me on Twitch at Martinez Streams. You can find me next Tuesday right here. We'll be finishing up, continuing on with this at the Southern Chateau, seeing if we can learn anything, see who else is here, and figure out a little debrief, little breather and respite from whatever just happened over there this morning. We'll figure all that out later. On Saturday, you can find me over on Weave the Tales channel for our Urban Shadows game as I play Max Wells, a swamp dweller. Right now, we are looking for some demon in a swamp, maybe? I don't know. Who knows? There's a lot going on. Besides that, my favorite part from this evening, I think it's got to be like the crazy accurate hit that Ileana made on this guy. It's incredibly unlikely that the natural 20 was struck, and she needed a lot of damage, and nailed it. Oh my god. I told them all early when we went to break that I did not expect them to kill that thing, and they did in the last little bit, which was incredible. I love that. Excited to hear you all debrief and figure out what your next steps are for next week. That's me.
Awesome. Zan, what was your favorite part? Where can folks find you? Anything you want to share or plug?
Yeah, I'm Zan. You can find me at Insanity TTRPG most places. I am a homebrew writer, a homebrew writer and game dev, a voiceover artist, and your resident therapeutic game master. Man, this was just so good. I gotta say, my favorite part though is just not Dram, Grin's very nonchalant recovery from being charmed. Just yeah, well that's just a thing that happens. It's fine. Just the delivery was so good. It was just perfect. I don't think I have any events coming up like right at this moment. I've got a game that's going to be coming out soon, and it's going to be free. So be hyped for that. It's a stupid little game about lying to your friends about fish. And stay tuned for that. Check me out, follow me where the places are, and that's it.
All right. Par, what was your favorite part? Where can folks find you? Anything you want to share or plug?
My favorite part is the 2 rounds of first Gren being whammied, and then Ben being whammied. And I don't know, I just refer to them out in my head as the whammy bros, but I just thought it was so funny when Gren completely missed, but made Ben use a spell slot, and then Ben got retribution. I think I like it so much because I've just been thinking about it in the back of my head. It's like, oh man, that's so funny. You can find me next here again next week with this lovely cast for this great campaign. You can find me on Twitter at Mr. Par4E, at YouTube at Mr. Par for some reason. They have handles now. And on Twitch at Mr. Par whenever I decide to stream.
Awesome. M. Same questions. Favorite part, where can folks find you, all that good stuff.
Oh, I gotta second that super clutch throw from Ileana. Especially after how mean Roll20 was all night long. I know that feeling. Also, happy, hype, and angry sloth noises. That was delightful. Yeah, the whole thing though was really good. I'm really excited that we actually Ileana managed to take down that Jabberwock, especially after it rocked us so hard. You can find me at Timberdoodles on Twitter. I'm a digital artist and I complain a lot. And I'm really excited for next week.
Awesome. And then next, normally we would have Ian. Go check out his Twitter. He does a lot of really cool stuff. At your boy big, like it's spelled on the screen. And then hopefully we'll have him next week. And then Anna, what was your favorite part? Where can folks find you? Anything you want to share or plug?
I mean, I have to say the natural 20 because it felt great. But also sloth noises. I thoroughly enjoyed every time those came up. And I hope we get to see the sloth more in the future, just because I want to hear the noises. Well, yeah, I'm Anna, aka Archival Dust Money Most Places on the internet. I'm a queer and trans advocate, museum worker, and TTRPG streamer and podcaster. If any of that sounds interesting, find me on Twitter at Archival Dustmon. As far as where to find me on Monday nights, you can find me over on Weave the Tale with Prime Pass Quests, our 5e short adventure. We are bouncing back and forth between two parties, our good party and our evil party. The middle of the episodes we are in right now, episode 3 and 4, we are currently playing our evil party. We were sent on a stealth mission, and we have so far lit 2 buildings, including the jail and the town hall, on fire, and made the mayor punch somebody during a town hall meeting. So stealth is a state of mind, I guess, but it's worth checking out. The good party is also a lot of fun, so catch up with that. Fridays, starting this Friday, you'll be able to find me over on Girls Run These Worlds with Dead Man's Switch, our Starfinder game. It's going to be a lot of fun. We are an old adventuring, not old, but a former adventuring party coming together because one of our former members died, and now we have to figure out why that happened. Cultural touchstone for that will be Rogue One, so it's going to be lots of fun, and I'm really hoping we don't all die at the end. I'm playing a Decimar Mystic. If you don't know anything about Starfinder races, I am a giant psychic butterfly person. So it should be a lot of fun. Every other Saturday, you can find me on Dexara's Twitch channel with Dragon Riders of Aome, our Quest actual play. Quest is such a wonderful system that does not get enough love in actual plays. And we have dragons. We get to ride them, and it's a lot of fun. I one-shot an encounter last week as the fighter, and it was a lot of fun. There are other games I'm involved with as well, but I have a schedule pinned on my Twitter. But of course, if podcasts or sci-fi are your thing, you can find me on Response Team Omnicron on Lance or Actual Play podcast, following a PR team who unexpectedly ends up on the front lines of a brewing conflict. We have narrative first giant mech battles, roleplay focused characters, sci-fi feels, and it is our 1-year anniversary since we premiered. Just this weekend will be 1 year, and we are so close to hitting our 4,000 download goal for our first year. We are in the single digits away from it. So if you've been waiting for a chance to check us out, go listen to the first couple episodes, help us get over that barrier. We've been described as if Battlestar Galactica had its own red versus blue. So if that sounds interesting, you can find us anywhere you normally get your podcast and on Twitter at RT Omicron.
All right, that just leaves me. My favorite part. Oh, let's see. The fight was cool. Getting to kill the Jabberwock was awesome. Watching Ileana get that last hit. But I think my favorite part was probably just the little bits of role play in between attacks and things, and watching the characters start to interact with each other a little bit more, I think was my favorite part of this one. Where you can find me next will be Saturday at we're starting at 3 p.m. Mountain Time now for Animus Absentis, which is getting into some really fun stuff with this new story arc that we're doing. So highly recommend checking that out. And then aside from that, just back here again next Tuesday. Other things to share or plug. One is this really awesome show. If you have watched and you enjoy it, please consider supporting the show. You can back it at the link that I just put into chat. There are some really cool perks for different amounts that you want to send our way. So go check those out. And all of that money does go to the entire cast and crew. So definitely check that out. Other things to plug is sponsors, which is Fundamental RPG. It's a simple D20 system, and it's not tied to a genre, so you can use it to play any style of game that you'd like. It's highly adaptable. You can do high fantasy, you can do sci-fi. I've run like a Phasmophobia sort of clone off of it. It's really cool. You can find physical copies on Amazon. They look like this. They've got a lot of really cool art in it, most of it done by me. Or you can pick up digital versions or the free quick play guide if you just want to try out some of the base mechanics. You can find those at my coffee shop, which is at the bottom of the page here. And then finally, go check out Children and Champions of the Fae. It is a supplement for D&D 5th edition. We're using it quite a bit for some of the neat abilities that are in this. Like that thing that I did today that gave everybody a boost to their AC is from that. There's a lot of really cool ancestries. It's just a solid little book. So go check that out. There's a link there in chat. And I think that is everything. So thank you all for watching. Thank you everybody for playing. And thank you, Andy, for running tonight. And we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.